即係我會覺得 in the grand scheme of things，你即係不停咁樣去睇到啲 the messages from all these workmen。To me it's just 如果你即係如果係 people who feel that they are being bullied against
Yeah.
or they are suffering from racism or there are people who are just overcompensating。即
Yeah.
係有好多人係咁樣喎，
Yeah.
即係覺得即係 to them it's just a guilt thing。
本來係一個白人，之後幫啲黑人去fight for their
Yeah.
rights or whatever rights that they already have。
即係我點解要擺 focus 喺呢樣嘢度？即係 human being is a human being basically。
我想bring up woke left 嘅 culture， 因為好多人想 like they want to be special. They're not that special, but apparently when they tweet something that promotes diversity or equal rights or whatever, right? Then people congratulate, people praise them. When people come out the closet as homosexual, as trans, as whatever, they get congratulated, they get celebrated. So it's this whole culture.
或者 I'll put it in another context。即係好似 you know Valentine's Day right and then we give our wives our girlfriends flowers。你講我今日情人節送花俾你，and then 即係有啲女仔就會話：屌你係錫我嘅就日日都係情人節，即係你日日都要咁錫我，點解今日要特別錫我？and then you look at 好似呢幾 I think it's tonight is the Vancouver Canucks Pride Night。
Okay.
They even painted the Zamboni rainbow colored.
Okay.
That is to respect their
Gay pride.
gay friends,
Yeah.
gay fans, right?
Yeah.
但係 why do you have to have a Pride Night in the season？ 唔係日日你都要 respect 呢啲人嘅咩
Black History Month 咁樣。
？Black History Month,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Why don't you care about Black History the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Like after the month gone, you just
Here's the
ignore
thing.
it.
Most reasonable people already think that way.
Yeah.
Like we think every month is Black
yeah,
history,
yeah,
white
yeah,
history,
yeah.
Asian
or whatever.
history.
You have to respect these people, these minorities
Yeah, so
every day of the year.
完全你講得啱，就係 overcompensate for 去 promote 自己嘅 business， 去 promote whatever, right?
有一個好形式主義咯，即係 you're doing it just it's a more PR exercise to me than actually truly meaning anything。
嗱，我就 kind of 講完 woke left 呢個 culture 啊，like there's a lot of things to talk about， 但係始終 I want to go back to like the shooting, right?
OK。
我就係想講，其實美國不嬲都有一個 shooting 嘅呢個問題。
Yeah, because guns are easy to get. You know, people. It's not hard to get their hands on firearms. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
I believe that people should have the rights to bear arms in America, based on the Second Amendment, because especially in these times, COVID, 因為有呢啲 hate crime, right? Which are unreasonable. 但係有呢啲咁嘅癲嘅人, right? Bad apples in basket, 之前都講過，肯定有㗎啦。You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your family, right? You should. I think you should allow teachers to train how to hold a firearm, how to protect your children who are going to the school, right? 尤其是因為 COVID 咁多人失業，咁多人冇地方住，冇工做 right? They lost their entire life goal, right? 一個 meaning, right? So of course violent crimes are gonna go up, domestic abuse is gonna go up, domestic violence is gonna go up. So that's crime against like every race though. Against so it's not really just targeted against Asian. This is a chance for Asians to go like, hey, what just happened was really wrong. I agree. It's really wrong. And that's pretty much.
Okay. Bearing arms, I don't know. I've never lived in the U.S., so I don't know much about the idea of the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, whether it's justified or not. But on the other hand, what you can say is this guy could have caused the same amount of damage with 2 cans of gasoline and a cigarette
With
lighter.
a knife. Yeah.
With a knife, with easily accessible objects other than firearms and bullets, right?
Yeah.
So that
Sure.
that's that. And once again, 點解有人會即係 why condemn this as a hate crime? Okay, it's a hate crime. You kill people, it's hate crime. But is it really targeted about the ethnicity of those female victims, or is it targeted against the profession or the neighborhood or anything? 即係冇而家都未有人知嗰個人係死咗啦。I think the perpetrator was shot or was he arrested?
I'm not sure.
But either way, I mean, I would 點解要咁快就定性咗Asians were victim of a violent crime, so it must be racism must be involved.
I think it's because that's what the audience is interested about. 就好似George Floyd 死嘅時候the media or the cops, the law enforcement said that first of all, he used a fraudulent $20 bill, and then said that George Floyd was under the influence of like certain drugs or whatever. They went to drugs immediately because they know what the cops did was so wrong, but they needed an excuse, right? So they used drugs, right, as this as an excuse, saying that George was under the influence, whatever. 咁所以the media knows that like their audience is interested in this whole COVID situation,
and also bringing like when you bring in the racism, when you bring in an anti-Asian mentality in the
especially
whole thing.
Since Trump,
you could drag this thing on. You will have rallies that you could send reporters to.
Especially
you could interview Asian
Trump just lost, right? And he was the proponent of like all these Asian flu, Chinese flu, whatever, right? Not Asian flu, Chinese flu, Kung flu, things like that, right?
Yeah, because I was amazed at how quickly 我自己 make 唔到個 connection 嘅， but within like half an hour after the attack, like it was condemned as an hate crime directed towards Asians. It was because the victims were ethnically Asian. Like, could it be? It could be anything. You know, you got there's nothing to suggest that it can't be anything else. He might have parked the car in the lot and got towed away and was pissed off at those businesses. It could be any reason.
你有冇見到有啲有啲 violence 係喺我唔 sure 係咪 San Fran 有黑人唔知道點樣推咗個 Asian old elderly down the street and it was this I think it was San Fran 因為
I think it's
it
San
was a
Francisco,
hill, right?
Yeah. And then they have they started a collection for that lady.
Yeah.
And they like all of a sudden it's approaching 6 figures now.
Yeah.
And then there's also one other place when similarly a Chinese old lady was attacked and she attacked her back. She defended herself and then
China praised her.
Yeah, everybody praised her.
Right?
Like all of a sudden 會有咁多嘅
No， 就係一直都發生緊，只不過呢個係一個 shooting， 所以 it got extra attention.
Yep.
But keep in mind， 同時有咁多 Asian victim 嘅時候，亦都有好多其他 like black, Hispanic.
Yeah, I'm sure. Or even Caucasians or whatever.
Even
There are
Caucasians.
older people who walk on the street may be picked upon
Yeah,
or may be robbed by a junkie.
yeah.
Or they might just want his watch, want whatever.
Yeah.
You know, these things happen. Don't just brand it racism before actually looking into the thing.
同埋就算係 racism，我覺得the media has to play the part of educating people. Like instead of just saying this is this is because of racism, right? Why don't you educate people? Hey, we're actually all the same people. 好似 Andrew Yang 講咁樣 like once you get to know the person you're looking at is exactly the same as you, you're all working towards the same goal, you would feel more similar to that person and feel less hate because the hate that you have towards society, towards the government, towards this imbalance of wealth, you shouldn't inflict that hatred towards the person and that opened a store across from you, that opened the spa across from you. You should be venting your hatred towards people like Jeff Bezos, people who are like corporations like Target, like Walmart. These are the corporations that are taking away your jobs, that are taking away mom and pop shops, right? You should vent your hatred towards the government that told you you cannot open your business, right? During COVID, right? So there should be more education like that, I feel. Instead of just saying, oh, it's another...
well, I guess it's down to people's attention span and how much... the media is...
所以我啱啱咪講咯，即係你如果係移民過嘅，譬如你一個白人，你去過香港讀書，去過新加坡 wherever，right？ 中國 right？ 你見識到唔同嘅嘢嘅時候，真係去了解嗰個 culture， 你會對成個 worldview 有唔同嘅睇法嘅。Seriously, like my peers, my friends who haven't traveled before, right? There's a difference in the way we see the world, the way we see people, the way we see everything, essentially. Right.
Well, let's hope people, like obviously COVID doesn't help. 即係 COVID 只會製造更多矛盾 in between people, and well 只能夠希望就係即係可以諗一諗先咯，做好多嘢之前，即係 and I don't only mean the perpetrators, even the people reporting these incidents, to
and if you're sharing,
are you helping the situation by this kind of reports?
好似我哋上次做嗰集關於 Cecil Hotel, right? The girl, she was Asian, she was from Vancouver, right? Are you helping the cause by making a documentary about this? Are you helping the families who are victims of this terrible loss? Or are you exploiting their like terrible loss? Right? So are you helping Asians by like sharing the story about the mass shooting targeting Asians, or would you be helping us even more by saying, hey, this shouldn't happen to any race. This shouldn't happen to anyone, right? Regardless if you're
係咯，即係 instead of having a rally of racism against Asians, why not against have a rally against violent crimes or misuse of firearms?
因為你始終會有一個 bad apple in any group, right? 一定有條友係疏疏地佢係想 like cause violence 嘅。I just feel it could have been anyone. It could have been any race.
就係咯，即我會想佢見到嘅就係 don't see them the victims are 6 Asian females, but rather just 6 fellow human beings.
Well, I know, but anyways, yeah, that's how I feel about this.
Yeah.